Faster than a man in a sack. In chunks no bigger than the chocolate and chocolate chunk ice cream. Expeditious, entertaining, educational. This is Quick Zips, the late night edition. Sexuality education, fast.
I'm Galena Mines, and welcome to our show. Last night, an anonymous viewer from Seattle posted the following note to our blog. Hey Galena, I totally enjoyed your show about STIs and I have a question. How do I get one? Well, first of all, let me tell you, Seattle, that an STI is not something you can buy at the supermarket, and I'm quite sure that you would not want to. I'm going to assume that you are healthy and not purposely trying to get yourself an STI, so I'll answer a related question. How are STIs transmitted? That is, how do people become infected with an STI? Many types of daily contact do not transmit STIs. Standing close to people, hugging, shaking hands, using a water fountain, swimming, toilet seats are all safe. There are three main ways STIs get from someone else to you or from you to someone else. First, many infections are spread through body fluids, such as semen, vaginal fluids, and blood. Bacteria and viruses live in the fluid, and if you have contact with infected fluid, you can become infected too. Second, many infections are spread through skin-to-skin contact. Bacteria and viruses can live on the skin, in pimples, sores, or warts. And if your skin rubs against the infected skin, you can become infected. And third, parasitic infections can spread when little bugs, like pubic lice, crawl off of an infected person and either crawl directly onto you or onto some other surface where they hang out and then crawl onto you. So, body fluids, skin-to-skin contact, and parasite migration are the three main ways an infection can be transmitted between people. Think about it. What better way for body fluids to spread, skin-to-skin contact to occur, or for parasites to come aboard than through sexual activity? And that includes all types of sexual activity. Penile vaginal sex, oral sex, anal sex, rubbing or touching a partner's genitals. If it involves a vagina, penis, or anus, it can definitely involve transmitting an infection. And if an object touches your partner's genitals and then touches you, it can pass an infection onto you. Some STIs can even be spread through kissing and deep kissing, with your tongue. So when I say an STI is transmitted sexually, I mean that infections can pass around through all kinds of sexual contact. I've talked before about how the only way to be sure to avoid all these infections is to avoid all sexual contact. That is to be abstinent. In fact, more than half of all high school students report they have never had sex. The only good alternative is to always use a condom and use it correctly for every sexual contact. You might be surprised to learn that there are other non-sexual ways STIs can pass from person to person. For example, needles can carry infection. This can occur when sharing injectable drug needles and also when tattoo parlors don't use clean and sterile needles to create the tattoos. Some STIs can also be passed from a mom to a baby during delivery or through breastfeeding. One last thing, drugs and alcohol can greatly increase your risk of getting an STI. Think about it. Some of the things that you would usually say, no way I'll ever do that, you might go ahead and do if you've been partying. That's it for this segment of Quick Zips, the late night edition. Remember, STIs are transmitted through body fluids, through skin-to-skin contact, and through parasite migration. This happens most frequently through sexual activity of any kind. Be safe. See you next time.
This episode of Quick Zips is brought to you by Guy Kondo, who would like to remind you that drinking alcohol can lead to bad sexual health decisions and increase your risk.